Hi everyone, I'm back. As you can tell, today I am making an epic hidden double rainbow cake. This is in honor of St. Patrick's and spring coming up. With the rain that we'll be getting, there will be tons of rainbows. And what better way to celebrate spring than to do a double rainbow cake? I call it epic because I have never done a cake like this before. I've always had the idea in the back of my mind, but I've never actually done it. So today I said, why not? I am using 4-inch cake rounds today, along with my vanilla cake recipe. And as always, I am using buttercream. I took out my cakes while I was making the buttercream, and I didn't think it was going to take that long, so it actually thawed a little bit more than I had expected. As you can tell, the cake is a little bit wobbly, so I'm just trying to work as fast as I can. I threw it back into the freezer and make sure that my frosting was nice and hard. As you can see on top, I decided to put the purple on top of the cake. And to hide it, I am adding a crumb coat. And as you can see, my cake is very wobbly. I had it in the freezer for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. My thought at this point was just to hurry and get my crumb coat done, and making sure I go all the way down to the cake board to help stabilize the cake. And of course, I'm also making sure that I get in between all the cake layers. My only thought at this point was hopefully the cake did not fall on me, because I know that it was not in the freezer that long, and hoping that my frosting in between the layers was not going to slide off. I had to really work with my cake to try and straighten out the sides and all the edges. I'm using my tall cake scraper, as you can see. I only take this out when my cakes are tall. I'm going back in with my offset spatula and filling in any gaps that I have in between buttercream. That way I have somewhat of a smooth crumb coat. Once my crumb coat is done, I place this into the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes for the crumb coat to harden. And this cake was not only 4 inches, but I believe it was probably close to 8 to 9 inches tall. And when I had the idea in my head, I really didn't think the cake was going to take that long to make, but it really did. All right, cake out of the freezer. It is nice and solid, and I am starting off with my purple. I'm really just repeating the process as I did with the crumb coat. I'm making sure that my frosting is covered and making sure I get all the way down to the cake board. A little secret though, I did end up making extra frosting for each of my colors. I didn't want to make too much because I didn't want any excess buttercream left over as well. But I can definitely tell that once my cake was more solid, it was a lot easier to frost. I believe this has only been my second or third rainbow cake. I've always had an idea of making rainbow cakes, but then also the idea of coloring all my buttercream so many different colors gives me a headache as well. But I always love how it turns out at the end, so it's always worth it. I do want to let you know as well also that this cake was made solely just for fun. If you guys are a regular on my channel, you guys know I don't use this much buttercream on a cake at all. This was just an idea that I had. I had some free time at home, and I said, why not? Let's make that into real life. So again, this cake was made just for fun, just for content, and just for social media, nothing else. In between each color, I do place the cake back into the freezer. That way my colors don't mix. It stays in the freezer for about 10 minutes and then I take it back out and I start with the next color. And I realize that with each color that I add on, my cake gets bigger, it gets whiter, and I did not anticipate making so much buttercream. If you could take a guess with how much frosting I had to make, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. This is a 4-inch round that I started off with maybe 6 to 8 inches in height, and then it just grew and grew from there. This cake took so long to make. Honestly, making the frosting itself at the beginning took me about 30 to 45 minutes. And of course, by that time, my cakes were already almost all thawed. This cake was definitely an all-day process because I kept having to put the cake back into the freezer in between each color. That also helped give me time to make more frosting if I needed to. But I did make sure that I had enough frosting, or at least what I needed for each layer. Cake out of the freezer, and now we are starting with the green. I'm repeating the same process as I did with the last few colors. This was definitely not a normal day for me. Of course, this was a day that I dedicated to making content for my YouTube. Usually on a normal day, I give myself a schedule. I will drop off my youngest at preschool, come home, eat breakfast, get some steps in, figure out what's for dinner, and of course, call my husband all day. Not really all day, but at least every other hour, just because he's my best friend. And I love giving him tiny updates. So he knows that when I don't call him, it's because I am busy making content for my YouTube and for you guys, of course. Frosting my cake this day with all the colors took me about over 2 hours, and that's also plus the recording part. The green is done and into the freezer for about 10 minutes. As you can see, this yellow exploded on my arm. The look on my face when that happened. But here we are again, repeating the process that I did with the other colors. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, yellow was probably the hardest for me. I think it's because the green was just such a dark color, and then I'm going into a lighter color. I had to make sure that not a lot of my green was going to bleed into my yellow. And then on top of that, I did not want to make any more buttercream for my yellow. So I really had to scrape from the top to from the sides to get any extra buttercream that I could onto this cake to make it as smooth as possible for this layer. I was definitely scraping everything that I could to get this as smooth as possible. And by the time that I was done with my yellow, I had basically just the right amount. I was just glad I did not have to make more yellow. I'm finishing off with my yellow here. I'm just trying to fill in any additional gaps and smooth it out. Once I'm done with that again, I'm repeating that process and throwing this back into the freezer for about 10 minutes, just so that my next color does not blend in with my yellow. Onto orange. Now you could definitely tell that I made extra orange for this layer. Just because I did not want to make the same mistake that I did with the yellow. Even though I swear I run into this with almost every other cake that I make. The orange was a lot easier, only just because I had made a little bit more frosting than I needed to for this layer. Repeating the process again with all my other colors, just going in, smoothing it with my cake scraper, and filling in the gaps with my offset spatula. Honestly, overall, I think this cake was a lot of fun to make. Like I said earlier, I've always wanted to make a double rainbow cake because who does not love looking at double rainbows, right? Bringing the idea to life was definitely fun. Will I do it again? Probably not. But let's be honest, once is probably good enough, at least for this style. I'm scraping off the top, placing this back into the freezer, bringing it back out after about 10-15 minutes, and start on the red. As you can tell, I also made a lot of frosting for my red. Overall, you guys, I made not two, but 2.5 batches of my frosting. So if any of you guys guessed that right, kudos to you guys. I definitely was not expecting to make that much frosting for this cake. I thought, oh, 4-inch cake? Okay, not bad. I don't think I'll need that much frosting. But I guess the cake won this time. Putting each color onto the cake itself took about a little bit over 2 hours, which was basically preschool time because right after I was done, I had to get out of the house and go pick up my little one from school. My thought was, am I going to finish the cake while he's home? Am I going to wait until the next day? I was pretty much thinking about that the whole drive. But I did end up finishing the cake at least the same day. I'm scraping off the top and I'm placing this into the freezer while I go pick up my little one. Okay, guess what? Back. My cake is nice and solid. I have a show on for my little one, and hopefully he does not run up behind me and do anything sneaky. I did have a lot of my original buttercream left over that I did not color. I wanted to make sure that I had enough because I wanted to also do some buttercream piping at the end as well. Honestly, I was thinking that if I was spending this much time frosting each layer with 6 different colors, I was not going to leave the cake bare. So of course I had to do some buttercream piping on the outside as well. Going in with my offset spatula like I have been doing with my other colors and just filling in any gaps. Just making sure I go all around the cake. I did notice that there was a little red showing on the bottom, and so I was putting more buttercream onto the bottom so the red shows less. And onto scraping to get some smooth edges on my cake. This is also going to be the final frosting of my cake. Right here you can see I'm using the extra buttercream that I have on my cake scraper and just pushing it onto the cake. That also helps smooth the frosting onto the cake. This was just a repeated process with every single color, so definitely very repetitive. In case you're wondering, every time I make my cakes, I always make sure that I have all the tools that I need before I start. That way I'm not going back and looking for anything that I missed. I'm just finishing smoothing this off. But as you can tell, this cake is a lot bigger than 4 inches right now. Alright, so on to piping. I am using a rose tip and just going to go in and do some rosettes. These are going to be random onto my cake. And honestly, as I was doing the rosettes, I really miss piping rosettes on a cake. So maybe in the future, I will probably be doing a rosette cake. I think the look of rosettes is very elegant and very pretty. I'm using different piping tips and just piping everything random onto my cake. Mainly just the bottom border. I would have done also the top and left the middle bare, but honestly, I did not want to make more frosting. I only made enough for the final piping onto the bottom. I had some leftover rainbow color in the background, as you can see. And I was thinking about maybe piping some dotted rainbow on here as well also. But last minute I ended up changing my mind and just left it white. This gives the effect of clouds, at least in my mind. The idea that I had was the outer layer was going to be white, which represents clouds. And when you cut into the cake, hopefully it shows a double rainbow. So that's the part that I'm excited to see, and hopefully it works out. Again, this cake was made just for fun. No one's going to eat it unless they want to, but this was solely made just for content. And this is what my final cake looks like. I call this my epic hidden double rainbow cake, because who doesn't think a double rainbow is epic? All right, cake cutting time. Literally what I've been waiting for all day. I made sure my cake was nice and cold, just so the colors don't run. And let's take a look. Wow, you guys, just from cutting alone, look at this. It came out so pretty. It reminds me of a rainbow because of the arch background. Here's a closer look of my cake, the inside. Definitely let me know what you guys think of this cake. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Thank you.